Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed. Man-eating monsters in mythology and folklore are as numerous as there are stars in the night sky. Some bear resemblance to real-life carnivorous animals, while others are truly the stuff that nightmares are made of. And then there are those monsters who seem perfectly designed to take life, making them practically perfect hunters and combatants. Such is the case for the Manticore. A fearsome abomination, the Manticore was said to lurk in the wild places of Persia, all the way to the jungles of India. It had the body of a large and powerful lion, yet the face of a human being, and the venomous tail of a scorpion. If this was not bizarre and frightening enough, the Manticore was also said to possess 3 rows of razor-sharp teeth in each jaw, and potent, venomous barbs on its tail that it could launch in any direction like arrows, making the monster deadly both in close quarters and at a distance. All animals in the forest and the plains were its prey, save for elephants, who alone were immune to its venom and strength, and lions, who alone were brave enough to confront them. But the Manticore's preferred prey was human beings, often targeting travelers, hunters, and villagers fetching water from streams, calling out in its human voice before ambushing them. When the beast had caught its prey, it would sing softly, and was sure to eat every last scrap of its kill, including flesh, hair, organs, bones, even clothing and possessions, leaving no trace whatsoever of its victim. With a striking appearance, supernatural weapons, an appetite for human flesh, and a more than thorough manner of consuming its kills, the Manticore was certainly a frightening monster of legend. But where did the legend come from? The earliest mention of the Manticore comes from Indica, written circa 500 BCE by Greek historian and physician Thieves. Though this written work is now lost to time, fragments of it have survived through later authors, such as Pliny the Elder, Aelian, and Photius, namely fragments that pertain to the Manticore and other mysterious creatures said to inhabit the Indian subcontinent. In Photius Myriobibulon, he relays Titius' description of the Manticore, or Marticora as he refers to it, which gives the classic depiction of the monster as we know it. A man-headed lion with 3 rows of teeth, a scorpion tail covered in venomous barbs that it can launch like arrows from a bow up to 100 feet away, and its ravenous appetite for humans. Aelian's De Natura Animalium also cites Titius' description of the Manticore, yet expands on certain details. For example, the beast's eyes were said to be blue in color, and its fur as red as cinnabar. Its roar was like a trumpet, and the barbs of the tail were each 1 foot in length, and could regenerate after being launched. Aelian goes on to claim that Indians would combat the creatures by hunting them from the backs of elephants, and by capturing cubs, smashing their tails before the stings can develop. Given that Titius was seen as a respected expert on esoteric topics such as far-off lands and strange beasts, and even declared to have seen a Manticore given as a gift to the king of Persia from nobles of India, many believe that the Manticore was a real-life beast, and as a result, became a regular feature in various medieval bestiaries. Skeptics, however, hypothesize that the Manticore was the result of an embellished misidentification of a real-life animal. The most likely candidate would probably be a tiger, as it would have lived in the places where the Manticore was said to roam, has a body similar in proportion to a lion, albeit bigger, cinnabar-colored fur, a tail that's striped in a way that could resemble the segments of a scorpion's tail, a notably loud roar, the habit of mimicking sounds of other creatures while stalking, and being an unparalleled hunter, even picking off humans from time to time, while avoiding elephants all the same. The human face, the triple-rowed teeth, and venomous stings would all have likely have been added later, as stories spread and gradually grow in absurdity. Whether it is a creature of Persian mythology or Indian folklore, the demonized version of a tiger, or even a dangerous cryptid lurking in the darkest jungles, the Manticore has cemented itself as one of the most fearsome and most deadly monsters of legend. As such, they have become a regular feature in both fantasy and horror fiction, beginning perhaps in Dante's Inferno, where the demon Jurian is given a form that is strikingly similar to the classic depiction of a manticore, albeit with huge dragon-like wings. This depiction has gone on to influence the modern iteration of the manticore, giving the monster large wings, horns, and other features that make it arguably more fearsome than the original iteration. The Manticore is a frightening monster, combining elements of some of nature's deadliest creatures into a fierce aberration, one that seems to be ever evolving into something more and more terrifying with each new iteration.